Thank you for being here today. We're learning from failures.
My desire to go into human resources came from a very terrible recruitment experience, right, with the CEO of a very popular company that kept me waiting for an interview from 1 p.m. till like 6 p.m. I think that was where the interest in going into human resources came from. I've done almost everything. I've launched a counseling business, I've launched a kiddies hub, and I've raised funding too.
Teju Fola-Alade is a people and culture leader with over a decade of experience across Africa's tech and corporate ecosystem. She began her career at Konga in 2012 as an early employee and later led the Konga Seller Academy, empowering thousands of merchants to succeed online. She went on to serve as GM People Operations at Cars 45, leading talent strategy across Nigeria, Ghana and Kenya, and later headed People and Culture at MANO, an ultra-fast grocery marketplace. In 2015, she founded Kiddies Hub, an online kidswear store backed by seed funding from the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Teju is currently Head of HR for ROVA and Group Technology at FCMB Group. She is also the author of 101 Workplace Secrets and the founder of Teju Rights and Beta Worker, initiatives focused on workplace culture, HR innovation, and tech career empowerment in Africa.
You must always see the lights at the end of the tunnel. The second is the principle of reliability. I like to believe that this is a principle that's helped me professionally. People must be able to rely on you. And the third is the principle of adaptability. Wherever you find yourself, adapt, thrive, irrespective of the environment.
Hi everyone. Welcome to the Thrive Not Survive podcast with Coach EO. I'm Coach EO. Thank you for being here today. So I always have to start with this intro. I explain it differently each time. So if you want to hear all the explanations, go and watch all the previous episodes. Thrive Not Survive is a story about our joint experiences where we've all been through hardship, hardness, challenges, and we're still here today. Somebody else could look at our stories and call it successful, but we've had to navigate things. We've had to rise up above failure. We're learning from failures, from lessons, and all of that. It's easy to look at somebody who has achieved one thing, who has a milestone, as successful, and want that, and not realize that there has been a process. So people have processes, but we see the destination and we don't remember that there was a journey, and they're still on a journey. So this podcast is so that we don't always all get distracted by people's successes and want to be like them, but we also learn from people's journeys so that if there is something you don't need to go through because somebody has shared, then let's get you there faster. So it's a been there, done that, so you don't have to type of podcast. Yeah. Absolutely. With me today, I have Teju Fola-Alade.
Hi, ladies.
Hi. So it's a tradition where I have to tell people how I met the person or what I think about the person, then we go into it. So she's like, okay, let me hear this. I can't even remember how.
Honestly,
we met.
I can't
remember.
either.
I just know that somehow you were just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you somehow. And I've known the name. There's a question I'm sure people always ask you, like, are you Fola-Alade?
They're related. Am I related to that? No, actually.
So that's what I first thought. The thing that has stood out for me with knowing this young woman is, at least I know somebody that is crazier than I am. Yes. You are about to experience it. See, she accepted. Most people will be like, no. She's like, true. Like, Omo, let's go. I'll allow you introduce yourself. We'll have a voiceover that talks about your profile and everything. But when people meet you, who is Teju.
Teju. Thank you for having me, Elizabeth. Liz. I love to call you Liz anyway.
Okay.
My name is Teju Fola-Alade. I'm not related to the architect Fola-Alade, but my Fola-Alade too is not small, right? He's the global mediator. That's Teju. The full name is Fola-Alade, but I shortened it to Fola-Alade.
Okay.
I'm an HR professional. I'm not a lifelong HR professional, right? I wouldn't also say accidental, but I've served in different verticals: commercial, sales, customer service, and I think my desire to go into human resources came from a very terrible recruitment experience I had, right, with the CEO of a very popular company that kept me waiting for an interview from 1 p.m. till like 6 p.m.
Wow.
I almost ran crazy. And I said this. So I think that was where the interest in going into human resources came from. So, and I think that experience has also helped me to be an intentional human resource professional and approach HR differently from maybe your regular HR person. That non-linear career path has sort of made me different. So yeah, that's a summary career. Outside of 9 to 5, you will need about 30 minutes for me to talk about what I do.
Me, I want. Let's go.
Well, I mean, I've always been interested in ventures, entrepreneurship, and I worked with one of the most outstanding entrepreneurs in Nigeria, and I think that's where the interest in entrepreneurship was birthed. I've done almost everything. I've launched a counseling business, I've launched a kiddies hub, and I've raised funding too. I mean, back then, though I pivoted, I run an HR consulting clinic. It's a lot that I don't even want to talk about, but the interest, I mean, when you meet me, it's something you would beyond the 9 to 5. Even in 9 to 5, I usually am able to lend, my expertise to other areas beyond. Rarely would you see me not being able to contribute to other verticals. Is it marketing? Is it communication? Is it even marketplace? Is it sales? I have vested interest. So I call myself multi-potentialite as a result. Yeah. That's a summary. So we don't waste time on my intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know what you do now. I don't know if you're comfortable talking with what you do now professionally.
Oh,
like where you work.
absolutely.
I want people to hear. Say thank you.
Okay, so I work with MANO. MANO is an e-commerce multinational. Quick commerce actually. We deliver groceries within 30 minutes to customers in different locations, Ikeja, Magodo. I mean, mainland, island, we cover that. We also have a marketplace where you can buy products directly from vendors and our riders will deliver it to you. And we also have restaurants, right? We deliver food from restaurants. We're in partnership with different restaurants and we've been in operation since 2021. I think our unique selling proposition is that we try to ensure we deliver within 30 minutes. Think back before 2021, when you want to cook on Sunday, what do? You shop maybe on Friday or Saturday because you know that all businesses will be closed. But with MANO, if you like, when you come back from church, just place that order, it will get to you within 30 minutes. So that's where I currently work. I lead the people and culture vertical and compliance, legal, IT, and other verticals as well.
So how you were pioneer stuff in Nigeria?
Yes, I was a pioneer employee. I started the operations with the CEO and the operations team. Yeah, since 2021.
Yeah, you've tried. Well done, ma.
Thank you.
Can you share a little bit about how that has been? Because we're in a time right now in the world where a lot of us, whether we like it or not, are having to be in build phase. Either you're with an organization, or you're on your own, or your organization is taking a turn, you're pivoting, you're growing, you're whatever, or you're in a startup. There was choice before, in my opinion, of you saying, I don't need startup energy. I just want to go to a stable organization. Even stable organizations are being disrupted at this point. So what was that like for you? What has kept you going? Before MANO was known at all here, you guys had to do something. So
Yeah, so I think that experience, that startup experience started with Konga. When I joined Konga, I was also an early employee from our Sumbo Jibo days. So that excitement, that madness, that craziness, that frenetic energy that you have. Someone said, Teju, you're traumatized, you don't know it, right? You crave that excitement, and you find out that even companies in those stages are the ones reaching out to you because they know you've built past that chaos. You've created structures and legacies. So I think for me, right now at MANO, we are at the growth phase. We are no longer in the startup, but that startup mentality is also still needed because you want to grow. And the minute you become, you've reached your
Relax.
El Dorado,
Yeah.
you're too comfortable, you discover that you're affecting your growth stage. So still a startup, still growth phase, we're scaling up, but it's challenging. Sometimes you're like, me too, I just want to, apologies, I won't mention industrial company, but there are just some companies I know that when you get there, whether you work or you don't work, you're getting paid. But it's not the same in organizations. Your impact must be felt every day, daily. So it's interesting, it's challenging, it helps you develop some skills. And sometimes you may not even realize how much skills you've developed until you go somewhere or you're somewhere and you're talking. Like, are you the one doing all this? It's me, So yeah, it's been interesting. That's why I've been there since 2021.
So what are the skills that are needed for this type of frenetic energy? What are the skills that are needed to help you build?
Strong sense of ownership, right? Strong sense of ownership, and which I discovered that as simple as it sounds, it doesn't matter what level. You find out that sometimes even some leaders, you're talking to some people, how far have you done this? Oh, no one told me to do it here. In that kind of space, you must own something. You must be able to take initiative. No one is going to I can't remember the last time someone told me what to do. Sometimes you wish that someone should just tell me what to do. It makes your job easier. But every day you're going to work as a leader, you're thinking, especially at country level, what can I do to ensure that this happens? How do I ensure that you're the only one thinking? So you can't, if they say this is not working, guys, it's not me, right? So that strong sense of ownership, one. Stakeholder management. Once you get to a certain level in your career, no one is exactly interested in your technical skills per se. Emotional intelligence, managing stakeholders will test everything you've got. You can't get angry. Where are you getting angry to? This is your baby. So strong stakeholder management, learning to massage egos, you have to learn. You can't get upset, is your baby, right? So that strong sense of ownership, stakeholder management, high emotional intelligence. And also, even if you're not the business owner, you must have that spirit, that charismatic spirit that would keep people. Someone is coming to you, maybe they're leaving, I'm tired, I'm not doing it again, you guys are stressing me. You may be able to sell that vision of why maybe they still need to remain there. So that charisma, you need it to be able to thrive in that role. And I think finally as well is being able to champion things. It's different from strong sense of ownership, because ownership could be that something already exists. You're owning it. You're taking control of it. Champion means this thing may not be existing. So how do you convince not just maybe the other business leaders or owners or executives, but even the employees, the colleagues you're working with that, this makes sense. Let's kickstart this. So a strong sense of championship where you can champion things and let it run its course. And also, I think for me, finally, is knowing when to disassociate yourself from a project that you own. Because the truth is, sometimes it's hard. It's my baby. You want everyone to know it's yours, but you must learn to let go. Like when you're a mom, you still want to be cuddling the baby, but I want to walk, I want to run. So that's another thing that I feel that in that space, you need to know, don't baby your project, know when to disassociate yourself, know when to let go, know when to hand it over so that you can move on to the next thing.
I'm selfish, because I think I need you to explain this last one a little bit. Give me an example.
So let me maybe for instance, let me talk about it could be anything, but let me say an employee engagement activity or project that you started. Let's say wellness project. Every year there's this project that you brought up where employees maybe throughout that week you will sell different things or you invite people. Everyone knows it's your idea. It's my idea. This is Teju's idea. Every year she's doing it. She's running it. She's the one going about with the vendors. She's the one presenting it to executives. This is what we need to do. She's the one everyone relates to regarding the project. It's obvious the project is already successful.
Yeah.
So every year you still want to be the one at the front burner taking on that project so that they will say this is Teju's project. Eventually, you've built that system. Because what the person is still doing is latching onto a goal that they had. I want to launch this wellness program for the business. But now you have done it. Create it as a system so that it becomes an annual thing. It's not every time you want them to be saying, and all appreciation goes to Teju. Every year when they are doing their thank you speech, you want them to recognize you and let you. So yeah, I think that's what, know when to let that project go. Turn it into a legacy.
Yeah.
The next 3 employees can come and they don't need to know that it's yours.
That it was yours.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted you to explain that because sometimes we want to, so you're building something and it becomes your, when people say, oh, it's my baby, I get worried. Like, at some point, when will it be your adult, your teenager? When will it be that? Because when we say, oh, it's my baby, we tend to want to cuddle it and hold on to it. You're not building succession. You're not building sustainability into those things. And then it can die.
Absolutely.
Because if the baby doesn't get up and start working, there's a problem. No? By the end of 1 year, second year, you carry that child to the hospital. Like, my child has not started working. But we do it to things.
Exactly.
So that was an interesting point. There is something, in fact, there are 2 things about this Teju that are recently interesting to me. She wrote a book. We can ask you to tell us about the book. Why inspired the book? What am I saying? What inspired the book? And then your newsletter. I love it. If you are looking for, in fact, let me just look for her on LinkedIn. And look for newsletter. Read and be blessed. That's what I will say. But let's start with your book. What inspired that? And then what inspired?
So funny enough, that book, first I should mention that I have lots of manuscripts, right? I have lots of book drafts. I have a friend who is privy to all this and he's just tired. Teju, when I go in there, I have 2 books that should have come out before this. But I think this came out from, speaking to job seekers, even people working in other organizations. There are some things that you're like, these things are basic things that you should know, and also because I've been privileged to work closely with some CEOs, some founders, and I've seen that the way business leaders communicate is different from the way maybe regular people. Sometimes we expect someone to speak verbatim, but sometimes they are communicating in a language that you have to be able to, before they say it, you know where this is going. They don't need, and many times, when such leaders are recruiting, that's what they look out for. You won't understand what this person. I had worked as an executive assistant to the CEO once, and I remember that there was one instruction. He just brought his head out of the office and it was just like, Teju, can you find? And he said something that sounded, honestly, like gibberish to everyone there that day, including myself. Like the whole office went silent and everyone talked to me because I was coming from customer experience. So it was a case of, when did Teju become this smart that she will understand what the CEO is saying? I didn't understand it, but immediately he said it. I went around, please, what does it mean? What does it mean? What's he saying? And immediately we're able to, this is what he meant. And I was able to do that job, collective effort. But he didn't come and say, oh, Teju is coming from customer experience. He wanted me to use my brain. Those are some of the things he was testing to see how well she understands or she's a fit for this role. So it's an accumulation of thoughts, things that I felt I could. Even in my current organization, there are times maybe an employee has an issue with the line manager, and most of the conversations I have with them has to do with managing stakeholders. This is how I get you think, sometimes speak. You have to speak your line manager needs. Sometimes you have to speak some language, your colleague needs. There's a language of communication that makes people more receptive to whatever you're saying. So I think that brought about the book. And there were points that I didn't write all of them at once. Maybe 1 week, I have to, this thing, communication, the next week. It took me like 2-3 years to collate all those things. When ChatGPT now came out, I was not like, I now looked and I saw that I'd written all those points, but it was still incoherent in a way. So I used ChatGPT to, help me revise or reframe and it made it so simple. I said, since how many years ago, Teju? This thing has, so I just did with my friends. In fact, like 3 people helped me edit it. So it made it, ChatGPT honestly made it faster for me to do the editing. I didn't have to pay any editor to do that. My friends were willing to, even my, the person who helped me design it is a very close friend. He used to be my office bestie at Konga. So it was the one that helped me do the design and all, and they helped with the editing. So that's the book. For things I can't say at work, I'm a reserved person, but I have a lot of things in my head that I want to say. Sometimes when I talk, people are always like, you won't leave the same. Because of the way I reason is different. I don't see things normally. That's why most times I'm quiet, because I know not everyone has the mental capacity to process how I think. So I watch what I say. If I see that you're not the kind of person that can accept what is coming out of me, I just keep. So that's why people think, I'm reserved. I'm not shy. But I also watch to see how, the way I will speak to is not the way I will speak to maybe the next person, because I know that the person may not understand. Things I can't say at work helps. It's just a way to write, because this thing is there. I need an outlet to pour it out. I don't want to use Instagram. I don't want to even use normal LinkedIn. I want an article that if you're subscribing to this article, if you're reading it, that means in a way we are in the same space. You're interested in what I have to say. And I should mention that I was recently going through the list of people subscribed, and I was blown. Even people that have never spoken to me before, that, oh, really, you subscribe? So it tells me that maybe, and the kind of people that subscribe tells me that, these are people that are on the same wavelength, mental wavelength that I'm trying to communicate. So,
So even the title of that article, the newsletter, LinkedIn, things I can't say at work. I'm like, Teju wants to say it too. The things that we're managing, you reach your turn, you want to expose it, please help us. So I think a lot of the people there are living vicariously through you saying it. So we're listening, we're like, yes!
Exactly.
Yes! Tell them. That's it. So in some cases, when I read the first one, second one, third, and I see some people, because when we repost and retweet, people, everybody comes there, and you see people resonating. I'm like, wait first, don't be too eager. Teju is coming for you. She's coming for the one that will touch you, that you will not say yes, exactly. So it just makes me laugh, and I'm just like, she's coming. I like it. I like that. How you've explained it actually is what I thought it was. It's just an outlet. Let's just say the thing. If it resonates with you, fine. If it doesn't resonate with you, take your lesson from it. It means that you are among the people I'm talking about. That's it. What book should we be expecting next?
Oh my, no, I can't mention the title.
Yes,
because they will steal that title. Funny enough, the title, it's crazy, because the way I get my titles, I want whether controversial titles or titles that will just knock you. I was speaking to a friend of mine, a founder in the US, and he used to have a company in Nigeria, and his employees frustrated him. So it was when he was ranting, vituperating, he just mentioned that word. And I said, that's the title of my book. And it's a sequel. There are two. There's two of them. And I dedicated it to him. And I already told him that when that book comes out, you will get a certain percentage of every sale.
Oh, wow.
Because, the title was strictly more like you already know what you want to say, but you don't know. But the minute
somebody articulates it for you.
Exactly. I said, Evans, this is the title of that book. And I'm sure you'll be surprised that the book is not out because it's over 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So I have lots of drafts, books that I'm sure by the time they come out, a lot of people, even for kids books, I can be lazy, Sha.
I don't think it's about that because I have a lot of drafts. I can't even from 10 years ago. I even have books that are like fiction that I like writing all sorts, like fiction, non-fiction, all stuff. Self-help books, productivity books, all of that. Like I have drafts, some that are close to. I almost published last year, and I don't know. I know why I didn't. And then now to publish, I'm like, okay, it's not this one I publish something else. But I think I'm at the point where I have different phases in my life where there is a new thing. It's impact, right? What is ripe for now, and what fence have I built around myself? So it unfolds where maybe one side of the wall comes down, and then one aspect of myself comes out, and then another side comes out. So one of the things that have come down and what has come out is podcasting. If anybody had told me I'll be doing this thing, I'll tell you, go and look again. It's not me. Yeah, but here we are. So in that sense, be kind to yourself. It's not about laziness. It's about when is the right time. Because as long as you know, it's not that you're not lifting a finger, you're not doing it. You think about it and you procrastinate to infinity. But if it's, for me, when I spend time thinking, oh gosh, I should have done this, it makes me feel, I get more into inertia.
Analysis paralysis.
Thank you. When I'm like, oh, I should have done. I want to drop that and then focus on, okay, what can I do? What's within my control? And take one tiny step forward.
Yeah.
So if it's your article, for instance, you can, like you've launched one book, you can take another step to do the next book. And if it doesn't, I don't know, I think I'm responding to you saying, oh, I can be lazy. I know that we say that sometimes to ourselves. But you're helping in any way. If you were that lazy, you probably would not even come out of your house today or a fine Saturday morning or afternoon, whatever. Yeah, so whatever it is, let's take it. And don't be lazy.
I'll try.
But also give yourself grace and focus on the thing that you can do one step at a time. Yeah, you're actually blessing a lot of us with what you do, with what you end up doing, really. Yeah. I have one that I was supposed to release last year, and I didn't release it because it was really writing about, if I tell you the topic, you will understand why. And I just thought, if I release this book now, I won't be whole enough knowing that people are reading it. So I need to heal. And it's not a bad book. It's just, it was too deeply personal.
Yeah.
About I'm not yet ready.
You're not
but
ready to share that
the
with the
process of writing it, I needed it for that phase. I needed to write it. So I needed to write it out. It was like journaling for me. It was like therapy. But getting it out, giving myself deadlines and all of that helped. But then I said, I will put another burden on myself if I force myself to release this now. It will go and affect other things that if I had released that book, I won't be doing this podcast. Something like that. So I just said, okay, so what grace do I want to give myself to pace and time myself? And that's the journey, really. So when some people, maybe from that perspective, I have empathy when some people, I was supposed to do this. I'm like, can you introspect and think about why that didn't come out? If you check and know that, okay, it was purely me, I was in my way, and I could have, then get up, go and do it. But if you check and there's a reason, like there's something else, drop the pressure.
Yeah.
Like just release the pressure and then focus on something else. Something like that. So, sorry, that's overanalysis for you right there. Ha, Omo. Anyway. So when people see Teju, I would like them to experience some of your... I find you very quirky. Oh, you know, the way you just accept things, I love it too. I don't even have to be arguing. How do you own your like, you're very confident? How do you thrive in spite of that? Because I know the judgment, the sizing up that comes with, and people look at you and expect something and then they see different. How have you been able to navigate that?
So I think I would tie to upbringing, or I would tie to, my mom is a very strong woman. So if you meet all my sisters, we are very strong. Like, it's hard to make us feel bad about ourselves. Growing up, in fact, I used to hear, there's this word they used to say to me that in Yoruba, "Sho lojuti ni." Like, are you not ashamed? Now, it's not like I'm not ashamed, but I will die first before I let you know I'm ashamed. So for me, I also have a very strong sense of self-awareness, extremely self-aware, right? If I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong. If I'm right, the way I will stand the ground, and that has helped. Even before I got to a leadership position, even as far back as way younger, speaking to people, talking to people. Now, this is not an enduring quality, especially in a woman in Nigeria. So it alienated me. I've never been the one with lots of friends, because another downside to that personality is I can be very bold and annoyingly blunt. People who are delulu won't like me, right? Because I don't know how to help you manage your delulu, or everyone is hyping you, yes, and I'm the one that will probably want to call out your BS. So that has also kept a lot of people away from me. So most people around me are people that are like me to a reasonable extent, or people that can tolerate. So that quirkiness, surprisingly, is not everyone that can see it. You have to be close to me to even see that sense of humor, that playful side, that quirkiness. I can be very professional out there. I'm on my own. If you talk to me, I respond to you. But so there's this movie this guy played where he played different personalities. That's me. What you get is who you are. Who you are is what you get with me. So I can be different person, different. So sometimes someone can say, "Who, Teju? Lie is not possible." And someone else will say that, "No, Teju." So I reveal me based on who is in front of me.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I'm tempted to ask you. So this part I'm seeing of you, or that I see, like, tell me, what are you seeing? What's the mirror?
No, you are my mirror now. I'm sure that's why we connected. I remember now, I think we connected either on TUIFN or HR Techies. I think I noticed you first in TUIFN. Then I now saw you. You're in TUIFN?
No.
You were never there.
TYFN is my bro. YF is my bro.
So I think maybe through him.
Something, Sha. There was somewhere.
Then I took notice, or I signed at
On
HR
Techies.
On HR Techies, yes. So I think I already knew the... Oh, no!
Wait, say your first. What do you remember?
There was a job opportunity. You had reached out to me.
Okay. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember that one, but I thought I knew you before that. Did we talk before that?
I don't think so. It was through this lady. I think she was the one that gave you my CV. She's now in Canada. I can't remember her name.
It was for... Was he head of HR or head of talent? something.
For one company, I
Yeah.
can't remember. Then you had called, we had spoken for, that was the first contact.
That was the first contact.
That was the first.
Okay, so remember different things. We attended an L&D people thingy, a lunch.
Vanilla Moon. I had known you then in VI.
Because when we even saw each other, we were like, hey,
Yes,
you are far.
I had known you then, but that
okay,
was the first time I was going to see you physically.
Yes.
But it was that job opportunity that connected us.
Oh.
Yeah, over the phone. Yeah.
Imagine that. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Nice one. Okay.
So I think that was, so yeah, I mean, you're quirky as well. So
some people will not notice. Well, now I have talked about it a lot, so people are like, okay,
no,
she's
it's
quirky.
obvious.
Whatever. It is, eh?
It's obvious, actually.
I should do better.
I think for you, it's part of who you are. Even that first conversation we had, it was, I mean, you could see it's obvious with you. I don't think you would change for anyone.
I don't even
You
know I
better
want
take
to
me
say.
like this is me. Oh.
And in some cases, I'm like, I tell you, I'm not for everybody. When somebody says, oh, I got a referral, you should come and help us do something, I'm like,
Yeah, you sure?
What else did they tell you? Did you get the full brief? Go back and ask them more. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. Okay. So, if you were to talk to Teju, who's still like coming up in life, I like to ask people to think back to their 15-year-old self. Mm-hmm. What's going on with that person now, and what would you know where you are from, where you are today? What would you tell that Teju? Why does everybody heave this sigh? Yeah, because you go through. Tell me, before you start talking to Teju, what came up for you? Why did?
Because there's so much you want to say to that 15-year-old Teju. But I'm trying to see which one. Because that 15-year-old Teju, if I say it now, this thing is going live. Oh. I think the first thing I would say is save like your life depends on it. Save like your life depends on it. You know, in Africa, in Nigeria, we have a very strong community whereby people dash you money. You have access to money more than even your Western counterparts, its children. My mom's colleagues then, she used to work in bank. I mean, we used to get lots of money. People visit. Those were things. Even our kids are not enjoying that thing that we enjoyed. True. So we had lots of money. But the way we're getting is that we're spending it, you know. Save more. Invest earlier, right? Take more risks. Maybe don't go in HR. Don't go into HR. Stay in sales. Stay in sales. If I were in sales, I'll be well there, you know.
You can come out. Why are you still in it?
I know, no. Well, I mean, I will always be in sales. HR is sales. For every employee you speak with, or every candidate you speak with to join you, you know, for every initiative you want the business to launch, you're selling it to the business, you know. So would always be in sales. But I'm talking of sales, like tech sales. You want to sell tech products, you know, those commissions on those things are seriously heavy. So maybe stay longer in sales. Maybe not be in sales lifelong, but spend some time in sales to make money.
It's a very interesting.
I mean, there's a lot you will tell your 15-year-old self. That's the truth.
Add one more.
Either marry early or marry very late.
Say why?
There are some things I wish I had achieved before I got married. You know, if I were not in Nigeria, I would definitely not have married early. I met my husband at a time where I was already planning to relocate. I got a fabulous job, but the job connected. There was no reason to. So But if I'd left then, it's unlikely. The things I want to achieve, every day I'm still going to insert platform, MIT, there are some things you just want to do as a woman. So that's why I said either marry early, finish the child rearing,
And then
or,
jump back in.
or marry late.
Why I did that is that I think that the same way. I got married at 28. I think I married early. I wanted to get married
Same
maybe
here.
35.
Same here.
But young man.
There's no way you can tell.
I felt,
then.
there's no way. Many things. But at that time, I think it's a good decision I made because we now became two people who are chasing. So, like my supporter, hey, gosh, if I get up today and I say, one of the podcast guests told me, oh, you should go and start the TV show. I'm like, huh? It was very incredulous. It feels incredulous to me, but that was my response. I just know that this man that's married me and I married, if he was here, he'd be like, why not? So the speed that I responded, he would respond with the same speed, maybe faster, and say, no, why not? And when I'm like, no, he'll just keep quiet and just say, don't worry. And he'll just be like, don't worry now. When it's time, is that you're not ready. When you're ready, you'll do it. So when I was starting this, first person, it's just, so yeah, I remember one of the programs that we just had, we needed to do videos for it. And I had my colleague harassing me from Canada. You have to take this video. You have to send the thing. You have to. Guess who stood with me for like 2 hours trying the video? It's the same, my husband. So I used to say, if I didn't when we decided I would get married, I'm like, if I don't marry now, guy, maybe till like 35, 40, if I've done a few things.
Yeah.
But I find that the things that I'm even doing now, I'm not sure I wouldn't be doing this. Like I wouldn't have been. I'd probably be one nerd somewhere.
Exactly.
Interesting. I'd just be somewhere
taking
researching
another,
and doing. They would have taken it. I'm actually very happy and I'm looking forward to more. Mm-hmm. So somehow it makes sense. It's very interesting that.
I know. Even my husband will say it that, see, the way we married ourselves, I don't know if there's anyone that is meant for me again. And I will say the same, the level of tolerance, just the way you said it, whatever is the number of ideas. Sometimes it will just be like, hey, God, another one. But he's there. So what do you want to do? So,
yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I think the lady who was twisting my hair, I was like, please, this thing, I'll get it now and I'll cut it off again. I was like, no, don't cut it. It's because your husband supports you, my husband. I'm like, all I need to do is say this thing one more time. He will bring scissors and just say, cut this thing, let's hear what. She's like, I'm like, yeah. So don't worry, it's not about my husband. My husband will be like, why are you disturbed? Do you want to cut? You go cut, or you no go cut. Do you want to cut the hair, you don't want to cut the hair? Anyway. So we want to get to the point where you are now talking to the people who are looking to take a leaf from you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They want to write a book, get to C-level in a company, have many more things, because I'm sure we're looking forward to many more things that you'll do. Mm-hmm. But they sometimes might feel overwhelmed. The thing that made me start this podcast is in coaching. We don't give advice. We don't tell you what to do and all of that. Yeah, we just listen to you and help you navigate your journey within, and you gain clarity. We hold you accountable to the things that you decide you do. Anyway, long story. But in that process, the more I coach people, the more I see that our struggles are somewhat connected. Mm-hmm. And if people shared a little bit more, some people who, want to get coaching, maybe can't afford it or whatever. Yeah. You might be in a place where you might be in a bind that doesn't need to be a bind just because you don't have clarity. Mm-hmm. Something might be overwhelming you, but the person who's sitting at your desk in the office with you has been there, done that, sold the T-shirt, burnt it, done whatever it is with T-shirt. and they are looking at your life like, oh, I wish I had this person's life. They're enjoying. And you're like, if you know what I'm going through, then they can ask you, do you want my own wahala? Take now. But our troubles are made for us. Yeah, our life is like, what can floor me might not floor you, but it is designed to floor. Do you understand what I mean? Like, we have what is unique to who we are, what we need, the lessons we need, and all of that. But something might be flooring me now that doesn't need to, because I haven't come up for air. I can't see. And if I just take a leaf out of your book, of your life, of your journey, then it makes me move out of that phase faster to whatever is the challenge that is actually the real one I should be facing. But I might not get there if I've not developed the skills and the lessons and the whatever from this lesson. So if you wanted to tell people that, see, you see me today, I've not even arrived. I am on my way to more. I'm still hustling. I'm still pushing. I'm still driving. But here are the two things that are principles that I have learned in my life, that even when I need it, I go back to that principle. Yeah. So for me, my own key one is always be looking for the thing in here that brings joy. So if there's a setback, there's sorrow, there's sadness, I am looking forward to when joy will come. And I'm focusing on what's within my control to get me there faster. So when I shift my focus to that, I limit how much time I'm looking at the thing that has put me in that spot. So that's my own principle. I always go back to when there's something. Yeah, I'm always looking forward to what's the thing that can bring joy from this. It's not clear now, but can we go and be looking for it instead? So if you can share any of those type of principles that you have.
Interesting. So I'll share 3 principles that I think have worked for me and that I think would have significant impacts in how people achieve success or thrive, irrespective of the environment. First thing is the spirit of optimism, the principle of optimism. I'm a very optimistic, disgustingly optimistic person, right? The way I bounce from whether something sorrowful, something negative, it's something that needs to be. I don't know whether it's, I'm sure maybe if I were to be in the West, they may have a name for it, maybe an evading disorder, but there's a way I throw negativity or bad news. If you tell me today, oh, this person died, it's just that first 1 minute that maybe after that, you'll be one, I just told you this person died. I've dealt with it, but I've moved on. I've found a way to deal with it, because for someone, I'm a writer, so I am too introspective. If I decide to give in to my emotions or to act exactly the way my mind is wired, you people will probably just put a gun to my head or just lock me or put me in a permanent sleep, because you don't want to see that side of it. So for me, it's the principle of optimism. You must always see the lights at the end of the tunnel. You're in a relationship that crushed or that got crumbled, or the person, at that moment, it looks as if your life is over. No, it's a moment. And I usually say something, it's not meant for me. And the way my life has been patterned out in such a way that when a door closes, I know that it's because God is saving me from something that I'm not. There's a path in that journey that is either going to derail you or cut you short from what you're destined to do. So I have that strong principle of optimism that's been how I ride my life. The second is the principle of reliability. The principle of reliability. I like to believe that this is a principle that's helped me professionally. People must be able to rely on you. You must be bankable. I remember there was a meeting that was going on once, a board meeting, and I was told that the CEO there said that he can bet his life that if he puts a call among so, that is 100% sure that it's Teju that will solve this issue.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the person in the meeting told me, and it's happened several times where the principle of reliability, I developed that, right? That's the second, be reliable. Office, friends, let people know that. And I'm not talking of reliable in the sense that they want to be obtaining money from you, no. And so she's reliable, no. But someone probably came to mind. It could be you, it could be someone in your circle that is so reliable. You can bank on them. Guaranteed, you know. And the third is the principle of adaptability. Adapt or die. And that's not just talking about an idea. It's talking about wherever you find yourself. You must adapt. You are used to working in structured environments, you know, or you're used to working in a startup, or you're even used to being in a home where wherever you find yourself, adapt. Now, you may be adapting temporarily. You're just pretending to adapt. But while you are there, adapt. Because the truth is, humans by nature, they get repelled when you're different.
Yeah, well.
And they will take you out. And I'm not talking of killing. I mean, that's why right now, there's a culture in Nigeria that sometimes you say something that does not align with that culture, and you see the vultures come out to pick you one by one.
Yeah.
So adapt or pretend to adapt to preserve yourself. Because if you want to be showing everyone that you are different, they are going to plot your downfall. And that applies to every other thing that you can think of, professionally, personally. You're in a group of... In fact, I'll give you an example. There was a time in my husband's life that he stopped drinking. He is someone that he likes to test his level of discipline and focus. It was like he was going to stop eating meat and he would stop drinking. And he stopped. And guess what? He was cut off in some circles. And when he outrightly told them, they're like, so those of us, are we bad? That's why we are no longer... I said, because you are telling them. You've told people you are different. Humans do not like different people. They don't want you to be different. So you don't, even if you're not drinking, you don't need to tell them. Because the minute you tell them, they get defensive. Yes. And that was what happened to him. Guess what? He had to go back to drinking.
Wow.
Till today, I still tell him that thing really got me hurt. Because the people who said that are people that are supposed to be in your corner. But they're like, oh, the reason we stopped inviting is because you say you're no longer drinking. Oh. So that's why I said the principle, he didn't adapt as much as he should have in a better way. When you tell people that you are different, they don't like it.
Interesting. This thing just brings up a lot of stuff. Before I come to this adapt or die and about telling people, like really blatantly saying that you're different, the thing about being reliable, for the person who says, how now? Do you understand? Like, I'm trying, but all the situation are making me not do this thing. How do you respond? What can you tell the person?
It's in the little things, very little things. You don't even need to think far. Oh, can you get this to me before 5 p.m.? Get it to the person before 5 p.m. Can you be here before 2 p.m.? Be there before 2 p.m. How far? Can you help me get this? I will check back in. Whatever you promise, you fulfill. Let's ensure that we submit this. I'm relying on you. Let the person... Please help me edit these documents. I'm not going to be reviewing it before. Make sure that there are no mistakes. Make sure there are no mistakes. So don't think far. It's the little things, those tiny things that eventually adds up.
I became a manager really early, so I was managing people and they will shock me by the way they will respond. We said we'll finish this thing. He said you submit this thing. I didn't say I promise. And I'm like... Is that what we do? Like, we'll say, so I would say, I promise. I actually thought, because, I was looking up to all these guys, even if I was their supervisor. But I went to them and I thought, I'm like, no. Did we write, I promise anywhere in your letter? Do you understand? Like exactly, in the employment, we're not doing a promise in the thing. When you said you will do it. If I asked you the question, if we say, we're submitting this thing, and you say, okay, That's an I promise. So I came back to this and called my team, and that's the thing I started saying. These are the things that mean promise. When you agree to the time, you said I promise. This before I went for my master's. So when I went to the master's and they started talking about psychological contracts and all that, I'm like, So I'm like, yeah, this is the I promise.
Yeah.
So even if, and this is what reliability is, because life happens. You might have said, I'll get it to you by 5 p.m. and something is happening. You will know when you cannot make 5 p.m. You know it at least 3 hours before the time.
Exactly.
You will know. The problem is that a lot of us were waiting till the dying minute, or sometimes you're even waiting till the deadline has passed, and person said, okay, it's because this, in fact, there was traffic, I had it, this,
exactly.
all of those are excuses at that point. It's an excuse. Here is how to maintain your steez of reliability. When you know that you cannot, you take proactive action. And reach out to the person you are owing and say, I won't be able to make 5 p.m.
Exactly.
Here is what I will make instead. You can't just say, I won't make 5 p.m. and leave it there. Then they'll start, okay, so when? Oh, can you do this? Can you do? No, That's not ownership. That's not reliability. Really, I can't rely on you. It's to say, I can't make 5 p.m., but I will do. You give it. That person, even if they didn't meet that first 5 p.m., they're still reliable.
Absolutely.
So, guys, I wanted us to bring that one out so that all the bad behavior that is going out, you know you can stop it. You can actually stop it. That's it. Then this one, adapt or die. Where you were saying something about don't tell people. So my husband doesn't drink. He doesn't, like, they'll say, you don't drink, you don't smoke. So he'll come home and tell me he doesn't hang out with guys. They go out for stuff. Because when you get there and they're telling you, you don't drink, what's your own vice? I've gotten into an argument with someone years ago where they're like, so which one is your husband's vice? He doesn't drink, no. He doesn't smoke, no. He must be womanizing. I'm like, okay, if that's, no, all men must have a vice. I'm like, okay, this one doesn't have. Maybe I'm his vice because I will attack you, And a lot of the people in that conversation shared the same thinking. They were telling me, no, he's deceiving you or he's pretending or something. My husband will come back and tell me, when they go out, maybe for hangouts, office, and people are like, drink now. I'll be like, I don't drink. You don't take alcohol. No.
So what do you take?
It was so bad that one time, he just like, let's buy one bottle of wine. Teach me. Let's drink this thing. Let me see how. We had to go and buy and do it in the house. Like, oh yeah, let's drink. I was like, okay. I see the thing, but okay. Finish. That's it. So he's back to, because, I don't drink. You don't drink? Yeah. So what do you do? I don't know. I drink.
To dig.
So he's in his veggie mojito. Like, everybody's taking the veggie mojito. That's what he would drink. And they're looking, which kind of guy be this now? Or, what kind of guy are you? Are you a man and everything? He has strong, he's very confident in himself. And all, so he doesn't care. He'll come back and we'll gossip all of you at home. I hope you watch it. We gossip all we'll talk about you at home. And he's just like, yeah. But there is the temptation sometimes to just order, sometimes it gets so intense and it can last the entire outing that the topic, they're just talking about, and he comes back and he tells me, you know what, I just ordered the one glass and put it in front so that they can free me.
Exactly.
So how he has adapted in that situation was no problem. Bring the thing, drop it here, and we move. Now he gets there, he's just like, no, I don't, I think there's one, there's not today, that type. You're not taking, not today. So that they're not, it doesn't get into it's a lifestyle, everybody feels judged and defensive. So you're sitting here, you mean you're better than us that are drinking. And that makes them do that.
Agitated,
And in their mind, when we're talking about it, just like, they need hugs. And he's like, look at this one. I'm like, it's just, there's the insecurity in them that they're projecting. That's all. So it's okay. It doesn't mean anything. Let's just move on. So that's a very weird story as you were saying it, but adapt or die is very interesting. Let me bring adapt or die to work. Times are changing. Technology is changing. You see people that are still not learning how to see, I know people, where does it will be? They will say, oh, AI is evil. It's going to come and whatever. Everything is evil. TV is being used for bad stuff. Yeah. I was reading something about a guy who got deceived by or something, asked for advice. AI told him
Yeah, that
he passed
committed
it.
suicide.
Yeah. So in my mind, that can happen with everything, with anything. We have to learn from it and know how to use it well and how to use it as to be productive. That's it. So some people will say, hey, we said it, that's why we're not using AI. That's not why you're not using AI, please. We said it, that's why we're not using AI. Because it is evil. Even the television, this microphone was considered evil. If it's not natural, it's considered evil. Just find how to adapt properly. How to adapt and use it in a way that makes you productive and more successful.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Madam Teju
Fola-Alade.
Alade. I don't know, I'm selfish. Do we have more time? Do you have one word to say as we wrap up? Do you have a final closing statement? Just something. Say something random. Say something random.
Never stop developing yourself. Never stop learning. Never stop being curious. I'm a very inquisitive person. I'm always online researching, surfing the net, learning new things. And it doesn't have to be educational. Sometimes you're learning new things from one true crime. You know how to use a certain gadget. So be very inquisitive, be very curious. I think that keeps you ahead of very many people. And it keeps you informed. Being informed gives you an edge anywhere.
Okay. Thank you very much for this. I'll not ask you again so that we can go. But guys, this has been, I don't know, it's been a lesson-filled conversation.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll do this again sometime in the future.
Happy to.
And just feel free. Please tell us the name of your book and where they can find it.
Oh, yeah. In fact, sometimes I forget I still have just a few copies. I think still have some on Roving Heights. 101 Workplace Secrets is a satiric book. It's a guide on workplace shenanigans, how to deal